Hello, everybody, friendos. What the heck is going on? I'm playing some Mario 3D World right now. I tried to think of what's a game that just like encompasses all of Mario. So I figured 3D World would be a good one to do. Plus, I've played it before, not really taking it too seriously. And we're just here to discuss freaking peak cinema. That was the Mario movie. I literally just watched it. Okay, we're playing Peach, obviously. She was peak. Oh my god. The movie was amazing. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so I'm playing some Mario 3D World. Figured it was a game that encompasses all of Mario. Or like a good essence, like a good Mario essence. And we're going to be discussing Mario movie. I literally just watched it. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And I'm so hype. Oh my god, I loved it. I don't even know where to begin. Let's see. So Kraz wants to know if his review was fairly accurate. Let me go into the Discord here. Your review, Sir Kraz's review, is that while you did enjoy it, you say the action, the humor, the soundtrack, all of it together, you give it an 8 out of 10. You said it had a somewhat major flaw, and that is aside from a few sequences which Princess Peach could have filled in, considering how badass of a character she was in the movie, Mario was completely irrelevant. In your opinion, Peach outshone him in every regard. It felt like they made a Princess Peach movie. Then they threw Mario in there so they could call it a Mario movie. That part I disagree with. I think as badass as Peach was, she recognized that she couldn't do what she needed to do alone. So she wanted Mario's help, and I think that they did it all together. So I don't know that it was a Princess Peach movie, but I do find the lore very fascinating of her not being from that world. That is huge. That's like one of those like long time. I don't know of another Mario game or any lore anywhere that says that she's not from that world. And so I really appreciate that. I saw a tweet once that said, because people were concerned if the Mario movie was going to go woke or not. And I saw a tweet that said Nintendo played all sides and won. And I really like the way that that's worded, and I certainly agree. Because Peach is definitely girl boss, like strong, independent woman that don't need no man. But also, like, she's totally crushing on Mario, which is the cutest thing on the planet. And, like, I absolutely love it. Is it the Princess Peach movie? Not. I mean, I don't think necessarily, because she wants Mario there. But dude, it was just so good. It was so good. Everyone that said that it was riddled with references is absolutely correct. There are so many like little tiny nods to different games. I loved hearing all the little themes of like bits of Mario World, Mario 64, Mario 3, obviously the first Mario Brothers. I lost my with Pauline. I didn't think they were going to put her in there, but they did, Puddin'. They did. She's right in the beginning. She's still the Bloody Mayor. How freaking cool is that? I have a lot of history with Mario, and it means a lot to me. Loved this movie, dude. It was the greatest thing ever. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. The attention to detail on everything. The movie was good. Just good or like peak cinema, because I feel like it's peak cinema. I would happily go see it again. Peak peak cinema. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It made my little Mario heart very happy. I liked the tweets that I saw when it came out in the middle of the week, like on its actual release day. Everyone said that we owe Chris Pratt an apology, and I agree. I think he did really good, and I liked the way that they played it off. Like with his voice. Because they're right. Like, no one wants to listen to, hey, it's me, Mario. Like, no one wants to listen to that for 2 hours or an hour and a half. So the fact that they, like, did it as, like, they played it up for their commercial, such a good idea. And you loved this big Italian family. Yeah, right? I thought that was really cool, too. I was a little confused because I was like, that's like a whole room full of adults and everyone looks pretty young. And I think that, Mario's kind of like, Mario and Luigi were like kids almost, but it's like, how are they? They have full on mustaches. They're not kids, but I think canonically, Miyamoto said Mario is like 23, 24, something like that. So when you remember that, it makes more sense. But yeah, his family was, I like that they did that, and they definitely were like a New York Italian family. Like, I absolutely love that. That was really cool. I love that when Mario went into his room, he was playing Kid Icarus. Oh my God, that killed me. Boy is playing Kid Icarus right now. It was so good. Playing on the NES too, which is kind of interesting. Because he had an NES, but Luigi had a smartphone. I love Luigi's ringtone being the GameCube startup sound. But yeah, I think Chris Pratt did a good job. Was it Charlie Day as Luigi? I think he did a really good job. I wish we got to see more of Luigi. We don't really get to see a whole lot of him. They show him a little bit and then they kind of lock him in a cage. But you love the commercial they made? Yes, that was so good. That's the theme song from Super Show. I liked when Luigi gets sucked into the dark lands or the dark dimension or whatever it was. That he's in these woods with all these spooky looking trees, and it's just like, oh my God, it's Luigi's Mansion. It was so good. And they even, if you listen to the music, you can even hear they did a little bit of the Luigi's Mansion theme in the music there, which is really cool. But yeah, Luigi was really good. I think they got his character right. I will say, I don't think it was the Princess Peach movie, like Kraz said, but Peach did get a lot of screen time and she was absolutely badass. And I got to tell you, as my buddy Rainth once told me when I showed him my Peach figure that I bought, I was Anya Taylor overjoyed to see Peach on the screen. She looked beautiful, absolutely stunning, a queen she is. She's such a badass, but I also liked that she was, had a personality and heart, and like she was totally girl boss, but also like, had feelings, and it was nice. You think most of the animation budget went to Peach's face? That is a good place to put the budget. She looked amazing. And her hair too, on an animation level, the hair physics and everything, like kind of almost to like Brave standards. Her hair was fantastic. And then yeah, Jack Black as Bowser, that was a perfect casting. Perfect casting. You liked when Bowser played his music on the piano? Yeah, and I mean it's Jack Black, right? So it just had his energy. It was just straight up, like, it reminded me of Tenacious D. It was such a goofy song, but I absolutely loved it. She was gorgeous, Javis. She was absolutely stunning. Best girl, honestly. Like, just best girl, period. Best Princess Peach is queen. Queen Peach, praise her. Which is so nice. I remember when I was younger, like Peach was really basic. Like, she didn't really have, I mean, she's always been kind of cute and quirky, but she's always was just like kind of, I hate to say it, but she's always was just kind of like the blonde. And now she's, especially with this movie, they've given her like a personality and a backstory, and And I mean, she's developed a personality as the games have gone on too. Instead of just, being generic pretty face. So I'm like, I'm happy that like her character is kind of developed, and Daisy's too. Really, all of the Mario girls have gone from just being like pawns in a game to having personalities, which I really like. DK Rap was credited to Nintendo 64. Yeah, I read that because the guy that I forget his name. I follow the composer of the DK Rap on Twitter, and he was a little upsetty spaghetti that his name was not in the credits of the movie. But the fact that the DK Rap was in there was that was so good. That was so good. And you can even hear a hint of the DK Island theme from Donkey Kong 64. You can hear a hint of that when they're getting to the front door of the DK Island there, which is really cool. Which I loved all the Donkey Kong references too, like when they get onto that barrel near the end, or not near the end. I guess it's in the middle. But when they're riding the barrel off of that's on the cart, he rides the barrel in Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country Returns, I think, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, the new ones. I thought I could cheat it. He does that in that, so that was definitely a reference. Freaking Dixie and Chunky Kong being in it, I mean, they're just cameos, but still pretty cool. How about the Blue Star being Depressi Spaghetti? Depresso Espresso? I get so tired of that. Honestly, like, everyone likes that, but all of that is so cringe to me because I already did that. I've already been there, done that. That was high school me. That was like, everything is death. Ha ha ha. Like, I know it's juxtaposition and, it's supposed to be, here's this really cute character saying really dark things, but I think I understand it too well that it's just like, it doesn't shock me anymore. It's not funny. It's just stupid. The thing that I don't like about that Luma, it makes other people physically uncomfortable. And it's like, little Luma, I know it's supposed to be a joke, but in regards to real life with people that do that, it makes literally the entire room uncomfortable. And they still get a kick on it. And it's just like, I don't understand, like, why? Like, literally everyone's just like, oh my God. And they're still giggling. Like, what kind of self-serving are you on right now, little Luma dude? Like, the only person you're making laugh is you. So just not my personal preference. But I get it. And I mean, if people like it, I'm not going to judge them for it or anything. I'll just be like, oh yeah, I get it. So I think it's kind of like, as far as just sticking within Mario lore, I think that it was cute and fun because, the Lumas have always been just, there to help, but they only ever say cute things. So to have one just go completely off of the deep end is like, I get it. But yeah, that's my hot take. My hot Mario movie take. Which, by the way, because we're playing Mario 3D World, you notice that the little fairy was in the jar. Everyone freaked out on Twitter when they put Bowser in the jar because they were like, oh my God, no, they didn't. If you know the lore, like the dirty meme of putting things in jars, I don't think it was that. These little fairies are stuck in jars. I think, if anything, it was more a reference to that than it is the other thing. But did you say after the credits? I heard there was nods towards there being a sequel, but I didn't stay and see myself. Yes, I did. There are 2 mid and post credits. I like to say after the fun credits and the regular credits. So after the fun credits, which shows the actors' names and it's animated and colors and everything, you see Bowser playing his piano, doing the Peaches song again. Really getting into it. Then a Toad warrior comes out and says like, hey, will you keep it down? And it's Bowser in a little cage in Peach's castle. And he has a little squeaky voice and it's just like, hey, don't tell me to stop. Do you know who I am? Ba, 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 ba. And then after the regular credits, the true post credits one is that underground area in Brooklyn. And it's like a slow pan, underneath some pipes and stuff like that. And you see a little Yoshi egg amongst some other stuff. And that Yoshi egg starts to crack, and then it goes black. So I think I read that the sequel is in production. That's like a rumor, at least, that there is a sequel in production. And my guess that it's going to have something to do with Yoshi. You do see Yoshi in the film, but he's literally in the back. Like, it's a ton of them. And it's in the background for like just like a moment. Speaking of, during Bowser's celebration party, a rock band was singing the Bowser's Fury theme. I figured that there was a theme there. I couldn't place what it was. My brain was searching for the Mario 64 Bowser's theme. The da 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 da. I didn't hear it anywhere. So that's why I'm just like, I can't wait for this movie to kind of run its course. Like, I hope that the hype is still good for it. It's making a ton of money and I'm really happy because I think that's good for getting a sequel to this movie. I think it's good for like Nintendo and Illumination to know that whatever they did worked. But I think it's just good for video game movies as a whole. I mean, that's kind of like the new thing that we're trying out is video game movies. Video game movies work better now because people care about video games now. Back in the 90s, producers didn't. They just thought we can get some money. That's true. I would say that there's some truth to that. I also feel like there's more to go on now. Like, video games as a medium, have advanced so much. There's actually, lore and things to go off of now with games. I mean, the original Mario movie, like, what did you even have? Just the fact that there's, I don't know, Mario and Bowser and whatnot. So no one really knew what to do with it. Now there's already stories and everything that people can pull from to make movies. I hope that we get more, dude. I'm loving it. I'm loving this video game era that we're in. Javis, you like the Baby Mario scene? Yeah, that was really cute. I wasn't expecting that either, but also, like, after it happened, I was like, oh, they had to do this. I could maybe see an argument of people saying that it feels a little shoehorned. I could maybe see that, but also, like, Baby Mario is a fan favorite. And Baby Luigi, just the babies in general, are fan favorites. I'm glad we got to see Baby Peach too. That was very nice. Peach, though, one thing that I wanted to talk about was, I think it's kind of interesting. So it seems like she stumbled in there from, the regular world, which means that she was, born on Earth somewhere and, got caught up by accident. So now I'm very intrigued as to where she came from and, like, what her story is. Yeah, the Toads were like, she's ours now. I like when media makes things kind of vague, because to make something canon in a franchise or in media in general, my understanding is that it makes it an undisputed fact. And when you have your own headcanon and everything, at least from my experience, it makes it difficult to have or to even have discourse about said headcanon, because you're gonna get those people that stick to the rules, right? But I like that her reaction to Mario is kind of vague, so you can kind of take it however you want. Saying that, I liked the idea and kind of took it as her having like an immediate attraction to Mario. But if she's human and she was excited to see another human, you could say like, okay, you could say that she didn't like him at all, and was just happy to see another person of her own species. Or if she does like him, like who wouldn't like the first person that you've grown up your whole life with mushroom people, and now the first like man you see just so happens to stumble into your castle, like, yeah, I'd be head over heels too. I mean, it really can be kind of up to interpretation, because she doesn't act all like lovey-dovey towards him, so it's, you know, the whole plot isn't centered around Peach having a crush, which is nice. You could say that you honestly could probably say that she doesn't, and you could make a solid case for that, and you know, I wouldn't have an issue with it. What I like, though, is that it's kind of vague, and I like the idea of them liking each other. Or at least Peach liking Mario. Tarzan rules. You look like me, but it wasn't an immediate love at first sight. They're developing the feelings. Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think that Mario movie Peach is my favorite version of the character. But yeah, there's all kinds of other little notes in there, little references to everything. I think if I have to give a criticism, I do feel like it was a little jumpy. It's so jam-packed with references that it's like, I definitely think it's the type of movie that you probably would have to watch a couple of times to really take everything in. But I mean, it's only an hour and a half long, but it felt a little jumpy, in my opinion. Everything happened really fast, because it's like, wait a minute, like, I want to see the Mushroom Kingdom more, and like, tell me more about New York, and like, you know, I don't know anything about Spike besides the fact that they used to work for him. You know what I mean? Like, I know that he's from Wrecking Crew and all of those references, but like, you know, like, how long have they been working for them? Like, or working for him? Like, you know, what was it that they did? Were they good at their job? Like, there's all these kind of extra questions that I wish that I could have had answered. I really can't wait for it to be released, like, on digital. I have a thing whenever I go see movies and people will ask me, like, is this worth the buy? You know, like, or we would say, is this Blu-ray worthy? And 100% it is. And I already said, just like I did for Sonic movie, I was like, whatever, like, 4K, you know, steelbook, you know, poster, pre-order now, you get this nonsense that they're gonna do for this movie. I'm there. I'm already there. I've already mentally pre-ordered whatever it is that they're gonna release. When the blue shell guy throws himself, he should have shouted, "Long live King Bowser." Yeah, that would have been a little bit better. If we're doing nitpicks now, that would have been better than, what did he say? Like, oh, you mess with me, blue shell? Blue shell guy hit the second person on the road. I did notice that, because Peach was technically, if you're going by Mario Kart rules, he's technically in first place. Yeah, Peach was technically in first place. The star theme was really, really good. The star theme was good. I was hoping that they would have put a little bit more of the Super Mario 64 flair on it, like put a bit of that wing cap theme in the mix, but I could understand. Princess Peach appearing on the screen when Bowser is singing Peaches was so funny. Yeah, I did have that spoiled for me because my Twitter turned that into a meme. The Jumpman guy is a different person from Mario. Yes, I thought that was really cool, and it's voiced by Charles Martinet, which is really, really funny. Casually watching the movie, then Jack Black pulls up with the best song, Peaches, Peaches, Peaches. Yes. Dude, that song was so good, and it felt like something that, like, it just had Jack Black energy. Like, it reminded me a lot of Tenacious D, like those types of songs. It was so goofy and fun. Toad having the Captain Toad theme when he was introduced. Oh my god, I flipped when I heard that. I was like, oh, I know this theme! Ah! You wonder if the people were like, dude, you get to make one song, and he was like, I understand the assignment. Maybe. That would be funny. I feel like though it's Jack Black. They know his history. I wonder if it was either like, hey, I have a song for you guys, and they were like, whatever it is, we'll take it. Or if they were like, all right, listen, we have a song for you, and then he was just like, I'll take it. It'd be kind of an interesting story. I would love to hear what the lore is behind that song. I loved when Kamek showed up and, you know, told him about Mario, and he was just like, jam with me. Sit, jam with me. That's such a Jack Black thing to say. These bullet bills are reminding me of that kind of end scene when they have that bullet bill or the bonsai bill that wants to that gets launched on the Mushroom Kingdom on Peach's castle. At first I was like, you know, Mario's trying to talk to it and it wasn't doing anything. And so I was like, maybe it's not alive. But then it was so strange because he brushes his tail up against the eye of it, and they slowed it down. Okay, slowing it down. That reminds me. I'll get to that in a second. But they slow it down, and you can see the like wateriness of the eye. Like it was kind of liquid. It just was interesting that it's like it's alive. Everything in the Mushroom Kingdom is alive. Your friend winced at the eye slap. Yeah, I would too. Honestly, it was kind of interesting. It was like, ooh. Bowser pronounced Peach's name as plural, which I think is so cute. I can't believe I hadn't thought of that. Calling her Peaches, that's adorable. I love that so much. There are so many slow-mo shots, though, in this film. And I don't know. I think I was so enamored by everything else that I was like, okay, I'll let it go. But I feel like if it was any other movie, I'd be like, why are there so many slow-mo shots? Like, just give some time for things to actually happen. But the movie happens so fast. You feel like they did the slow-mo Mamma Mia joke one time too many. Yeah, I could kind of agree with that. I could agree with that. Like, at first it was like, and it felt kind of awkward every time. Like I didn't even understand it when they did it. Like I know that Mario says Mamma Mia, but it was like every time. Did you guys pick up on Luigi's ringtone being the GameCube startup sound? Yeah, that was awesome. Hell yeah. And let's see what you guys have to say. Your friend and you were questioning how the Jumpman game works in the movie, seeing that the Jumpman guy is real and Pauline is the mayor. And Donkey Kong. It would just have to be something else. I mean, Mario was playing in NES. Like, how does that work? His game was shipped with the NES. So it's just an alternate universe where maybe Game Company exists, but because it doesn't necessarily have to be Nintendo. But yeah, Game Company exists and they still made games, but Super Mario Brothers just wasn't one of them, and Jumpman just never evolved into Mario. But you could probably, if you looked at the side of the arcade machine, it looked like the same art for Donkey Kong, but it looked like a Yeti. I distinctly remember it being white. So I think maybe Jumpman is, chasing a Yeti or something like that. The game probably shipped with Kid Icarus. That's true. That is a probability. And that would be kind of interesting. It makes you wonder, like, the little tiny things about that world. Like, if the game, if the console shipped with Kid Icarus, does that mean that Kid Icarus is like the thing there? Because in our world, the NES shipped with Super Mario Brothers, and it became like the thing here. Oh, there's something else too about Princess Peach. I wanted to text one of my friends. I forget which one I was going to tell. But so, okay, listen. I'm always so worried about this that I'm going to get like judged for it. But I need to come clean about something. I really like Frozen. I really, really like Frozen. More specifically, I really like Elsa. And so how that relates to the Mario movie was, you know, in the end where Peach gets the that ice flower, I was like, oh my god. She became Elsa. Peach and Elsa in the same person? Oh my goodness. Your friend said that too? That's interesting. That's really cool. Kras says, I thought you were going to like that. I wanted so bad to tell you about Elsa Peach, but decided against it. Good move, bro. Good move on your part. Because that made me so happy seeing Peach, who already was best girl, be even more best girl by having ice powers? Are you shitting me? Bro, that's everything I could ask for. I don't know what else. I feel like there's a ton that I can say about Mario movie, but I feel like I've touched over all of the main points at least. It just was all in all, I think my review is, I really do feel like I'd give it like a 9, an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. It was really good, really fun. It's not like super plot heavy, but it's a Mario movie. I wasn't expecting it to be plot heavy. It just was a lot of fun. It's riddled with references. It's one of those movies where you probably would need to watch it a few times to really get all the references. And, you know, I wish I had it on Blu-ray or whatever already, so that way I could, like, you know, pause it and stuff. Who was the voice of the Magic Koopa? Because they sounded really familiar. Oh, Kevin Michael Richardson. Okay, that's right. That's right. Peach's Castle did have the N64 theme, which I really appreciated. I like that theme has stuck as the theme for her castle. I did notice one painting on the wall when they finally got inside the doors, but it wasn't like necessarily Bob-omb Battlefield or anything like significant like that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that type of connection. Man, if they make a Mario movie 2 and it's somehow they touch on like Yoshi's Island and like Super Mario Sunshine somehow, oh my god, I'll lose my mind. If it's just like, we have to go to Isle Delfino because of the Yoshis or whatever. Which, I don't know. The egg is in Brooklyn, so we'll see how that works. If they do make a sequel, maybe world hopping to find a nice place for Baby Yoshi. That would be cute. Bowser trying to claim Peach as Bowser Jr.'s mother would be wild. It would be. It would be so wild. I would hope, though, that if they make a sequel, that they would put Wario and Waluigi in it. Maybe Bowser just assumes it because of the song his father wrote for her, considering how Bowser was in the movie. Yeah, I mean, they basically use there's a lot of overlap between the Mario movie and Super Mario Odyssey. So if they were to do that again, but have it be like, you know, just the plot from Mario Sunshine somehow, I think that would be really cool. Mario, check it out, I got a mansion. Oh my god, if they make more Luigi's Mansion references in another Mario movie, I would be all for it. Or a Luigi's Mansion movie. I think Charlie Day said that he was all for a Luigi's Mansion movie. I know Jack Black for sure was super stoked to play Bowser. And Anya seemed like it too. She at the premiere, she wore like a pink biker suit, kind of like what Peach does. My overall score for the movie, I think, would probably be 8.5 or 9. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. The plot, it wasn't really plot heavy, but I didn't really expect that from a Mario movie. And yeah, it just all in all, it was really fun, and it's riddled with references, so it's definitely worth another watch. It's colorful, the music was great, and again, it's just an overall good time. So yeah, highly recommend it. Good stuff, good people, good times. Thanks for talking and letting me geek out. It was really fun. We should do this more often. And if you liked this video, hit the like button. If you have a favorite part from the Mario movie, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Later, dudes.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Ah! Oh, yeah!